So, my garage can too long, right? But people don't like to hear the word vulnerability. You know why? Because they point a finger at you. You're to blame. You're responsible for the man. You're responsible. And I point a finger, right? Blame me, you know what I'm saying? And put you on a guilt trip. You know, Chinese mothers, Jewish mothers are very good. You make the children feel guilty.
Yeah.
You don't do that way, all right? If children don't listen to them, oh, they feel sick. You don't obey me, you make me sick. I'm going to die. Okay. So go trip. And you also mean a moral obligation. Well, do I have to look after my parents? Do I have to look after my little brother? It's a burden. You know, that what is no love? What is no love? It becomes more obligation. It becomes burden. When you're like caring for the elderly, if that's love, right? That is less a burden. But you will hate your parents. That becomes burden, right? They will burden. And finally, it puts a threat to your personal freedom. You know, that's not what you do with your life. You do things, go places, and now children, marriage, parent, job. There's so many things tie your hand. You want to be free, right? So many people regret for getting married too early because it deprived them of their freedom. They got tied down, right? They're tied down by children, by vulnerability, they have a job, they hate. So getting married too early can make you feel miserable enough. See, it's threatening your freedom. But there are also positive meanings to vulnerability. First of all, it makes you feel good, right? That you do what's right. You know, a moral aging, living in a moral universe. Okay? Every time you do something good, how do you feel? You feel good, right? Every time you do something bad, how do you feel? Eh? Alex?
Good.
Bad, right? I'm
a psychopath, so I can feel
Unless you're a psychopath, right?
Yeah.
But also normal people, right? Normal people feel good from doing good because we have moral agents, right?
Yeah.
God get the freedom to choose. If you choose to love God, you feel good. If you choose to love people, you feel good, right? Well, the ability to choose means you're free agents. Right? Also, a sense of freedom and self-efficacy. When you decide to do something, you feel that you are able to have control over the environment. You have a sense of self-efficacy, that you can make things happen. Right? Self-efficacy that you can make things happen. You're not determined by the environment, but you can change the environment. The third is, you might say, Alex, I count on you to get this done, okay? Or the group depends on you. That means what? That means they trust you, right?
They depend on you something.
Let me say, that means you're trustworthy, that you have set of personal significance, right? The group depends on you to do something. In the church, right? I mean, if you ask to do something, that means they depend on you. So you feel, oh, they trust me, right? I'm trustworthy. I'm an important person. I'm an important member of the group. Related to that point that you feel that you belong, right? You're a responsible member of the group, that means you're a worthy member of the group. Finally, if you have that ability, you feel that you have control over your future destiny. Your future is in your own hands, right? right?
Living in a dream world.
Well, you know, if our analysis, it doesn't matter. There can be fate, there can be situation beyond control, but ultimately,
You need a dream.
you
We
know,
all need a dream.
you live, and ultimately, you have control over your own attitude. Having the right attitude makes a big difference. You can't control everything else. You control your attitude. Say, I'm going to live with dignity and pride. You have no job, no good look, no nothing. But I'm a human being. I'm going to live with pride and dignity. That counts. That counts. Right? Now we learn that Frankel says that we always have freedom of choice, right? You know, always freedom of attitude. And we all come down to freedom. What do I mean? You say, oh, I don't make choice. But it's still a choice, right? You choose not to do anything, that's still a choice. It doesn't matter what I do, you are making a choice. We're condemned to make choices. Do nothing, you still choosing, you choose something with.